Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, um, one of the things that I want to talk about here, as far as you know, law of attraction, law of assumption, is that you assign value to whatever you're trying to manifest when it comes to the techniques and all of that, and you know, and it was one of those little things again where there are just certain people like me who just want to do the manifestations quickly and less effort, and just don't want to do uh, thousands of affirmations and all these other little things, and mainly I think it was also there's just certain people like me who just don't really have enough money to hire a manifestation coach for that matter, or just want it for free of that sort, you know. And it is one of those little things that I kind of have to mention here as far as that goes. That um so anyways, considering the case there, is that there's more than one way to get to that state of that wish fulfilled, you know, and there are certain techniques that are like that. It just depends on your choosing, whether if it's visualizations or state akin to sleep, or meditations, or scripting, vision boards, affirmations, you know, and all of that, because all that works, as long as you believe it works, you know, and that's just the thing there. So, um, so one of the things is also like living in the end, and it was just something like um, what Sammy Ingram had said, or some of the other people had said, was also being delulu to the end, but not necessarily being like utterly delusional, but it's more about like living in it where you already have your specific person, and that sort of thing. I mean, like, to yourself at that point, you know, and that is just like the thing there, because I remember at one point, you know, early on when I was manifesting uh, my second SP, the one I refer to him as J2, that was the one where I was like living in the end, you know, as far as that goes, and um, and in a way, it's like everything that happened at this point, since I was manifesting him, at least like 18 months ago, was working out in my favor, and it was just simply, that I do want that relationship with him, but I'm willing to wait uh, more, but I'm also just gonna be doing my own things and all, and then just seeing who else is here besides him, you know. And it's one of the things that uh, a lot of the manifestation coaches had said before, is that we have plenty of time to figure out our specific person, because our specific person is going to be around, you know, for how many years or decades or whatnot, and it just doesn't really matter, you know. But I'm not like really saying it to kind of being all like, you know, uh, flugan or nonchalant about it, but it's just more about like, you know, like any of like the manifestation coaches, if they would say certain things, it's like, yeah, because they also heard a lot of it, you know, when it comes to like, you know, being blonde, being ghosted, third party, blah blah blah, you know, and all this, but that can also change because, you know, because of the fact that, you know, there are certain people that, you know, once we had realized, like, you know, we're the operant power, we're the king or queen, god or goddess of whatever you would prefer regard ourselves as, you know, having all that power to manifest things and all that, and knowing our worth or value and all that, you know, and knowing that we have other options besides our SP and all, and, you know, and that's like the thing, you know, especially when it came to, you know, people who are trying to manifest a specific person like an ex or whatever it is, you know, and it was just like the case, you know, where there's other options out there. It's like, you know, for me, it would be like if I wanted J2 and all this, but then there's like Daniel Franzese or something like that, and that one actor, and like he's also after me or something like that, and, you know, and out of like whatever strange circumstances that he encounters me somehow, you know, on one of the trips to LA or something like that, you know, and then there's my SP, you know, and then now he's single and again, and now he's after me and all of this, and then it's like, here I have that choice. Do I get with like Daniel Franzese or J2? And the odds are I would probably go after like Daniel Franzese, because after all, it's like, you know, but then again, it's like, I don't know what he's like as far as, you know, when the cameras are off, you know, as far as that goes, but then, you know, it's like, you know, I have that choice, you know, just as much as like with J2 or anybody else for that matter. So, anyways, guess that's probably it. So, talk to you guys later.